Okay, folks, turn 37. It looks like I'm getting Bane Venom Charmed in Machaka, which is a little bit frustrating. I can patrol it out. He doesn't have any retreat provinces, so this Bane Venom Charm is just going to rampage around. It's almost certainly Sceleria. It could potentially be Asphodel, but I think it's probably Sceleria. We have gotten hit by, this is another remote attack spell, I think, a Scorching Desert Wind. That said, I thought this isn't the Abyssia specific one. I think this is... the spell that I'm thinking of requires Fire Air Cross Paths, which I don't think Sceleria has. So maybe this actually is just a random event. It might be a random event, I suppose. In Machaka, we got a Dominion change, and we also got a bunch of Fire Mages. So this is a Fire 3, the Adept of Pyrofligaton, and 2 Pyromancers, which are Fire 1. The Throne of Beasts has been claimed. We have breached Thing Woods. Troops are starting to starve, but that doesn't really matter all that much. We cast some more site-searching spells, didn't find anything, but we did find a magic site in the Forest of Pine, just by regular site-searching, which is an astral site. So our astral income is now up to a mighty 3 per turn. Excellent stuff. Really, really top-notch. Top-notch stuff there. We're going to just put those nature gems back real quick. We don't need them right at the moment. We need to send Caelum 2 more wine bags, as I recall correctly. So there we go. That will be that, and that should be all the wine bags I need to forage at the moment. I think that's all my outstanding orders. So excellent. Now, down here. In Sceleria, the Divine Emperor respawned and attacked us and immediately retreated. So he's gone to Wellrid, so they've got him back. They've got Scrooge McDeath back. In Vician Forest, we wiped out the forces of Sceleria, the sieging forces. And in Thing Woods, we had a large but uneventful fight where we just massacred a whole bunch of patrolling undead. So this castle should fall easily. Since that castle should fall easily, I'm actually moving troops down here. This is a small number of troops. I could actually send more, and I think I might. I think I may also move Amrod down there. So that gives me about 100 pygmies, a little more than 100 pygmies, plus, of course, the cave grubs, and then a tiny little bit of chaff in front. It also gives me a few sorcerers and a number of priests. How many priests? 1, 2... only 2 priests, actually. 2 priests might not be quite enough. In any case, it leaves enough troops here to wipe out this castle with banishments without too much trouble. And we've got these guys up front in front of the priests. So they should be able to storm the place no problem. And in fact, yeah, I think I can move Walialu. I'm just getting impatient, honestly, is why I'm doing this. And it may not actually be the best idea, but I'd really like to speed up the process of breaking these forts. Let's move Walialu, and Shinda as well. So you and you can also move down there. Excellent. And you can stand right like that, and like that. There we go. And this force has most of the siege strength, so they should be able to bust this fort open. It's only got 100 units in it. If this army moves north to defend, then they might actually be able to beat me and take out my siege strength. So it is a little bit risky, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just, like I said, I'm just frustrated. I'm moving these guys down here, and I'm going to actually have them move and patrol, because I don't want this army to besiege Sceleria. If they besiege Mammoth Grove, that's okay. This army is moving... Actually, I can move them down here and have them... Yeah, just move into the fort. So we'll be able to hold this if they come here. I guess I should wait. I should actually wait. I should just have everybody storm the fort. Just keep everybody together, storm the castle. These guys can join next time and replenish my chaff as we move on to Druidland, as well as these guys, so that will replenish my chaff pretty significantly, actually. I actually have resources here, so I think I'm going to recruit some more infantry real quick. Yeah, do that, and then we can also turn out a few pygmies, right like that. Down here, we've got no mages coming, but a whole bunch more pygmies. Up here, we do have a sorcerer being recruited. I can actually cancel that sorcerer and shift to recruiting a sorcerer down here. That'll be fine. Up here, no recruitment whatsoever, because once again, running direly short of cash. Mainly because I'm recruiting a bunch of Spider Knights back here. Do I need Spider Knights back here? I don't think I do. I don't think I need any troops in Machaka. I think we can cancel those boys all entirely. Scouts recruiting out there. More scouts to move. So we're starting to finally get some vision. It's been a long time since we had any vision, but we're starting to finally get a little tiny, teeny tiny, itsy bitsy little whittle bit. We've got an herbalist being recruited over there. We do still have Manthe the Madman, who is just standing here doing his thing. We also have Hermable and Finfag. They of the hilarious names. And what they are going to do is start forging lightless lanterns. So we're going to start turning fire gems into lightless lanterns post-haste in order to crank that research right the hell up. You don't need that hammer at the moment. So we'll give it to you. Actually, you guys have 10 research points. You guys, yeah, you have 11. Okay, so, yep, hammer and lightless lantern. There we go. 2 lightless lanterns a turn. We can start giving them to our mages, and we can start selling them. Funny Guy, meanwhile, is moving, because if this is a Bane Venom charm, I don't want him getting diseased. Meanwhile, we have Adra patrolling with a whole bunch of spiders, and she is set to... What? What shall we set her to do? I think she'll cast Temper Flesh on herself, and then just start dropping Bonds of Fire. Just in case. And we're going to have her way up front, and the spiders right in front of her, so she can hopefully, if there's something carrying a Bane Venom charm, she can hopefully do some damage to it. So, Lightless Lanterns, Umrig is going to research. We don't need another Fire 3 right at the moment. My goal, of course, I'm building up Death Gems. We're going to, as I mentioned before, forge a Skullface for Funny Guy, and then Funny Guy is going to try and cast Well of Misery, which will only happen once we hit Conjuration 8, which will be a few more turns. So he's going to move up here, take a hammer, forge the Skullface, put it on, and then we wait. Our Death Gem income is pretty decent. I would love, love, love to swap Fire Gems for Death Gems, so I'm forging these Lightless Lanterns. If I can sell these Lightless Lanterns for like 5 or 6D a pop, fantastic, amazing. I'll absolutely do it, and especially if I can retake this province, which I should do very, very quickly. I've got these troops moving to do that. They're going to put it under siege. Unfortunately, their total siege strength is not great. As I mentioned before, it's not amazing siege strength. It's something, but not a good something. We're just going to gather these guys up into 2 squads, actually. But this force can bust through whatever skeletons, those 5 of them. They'll manage to summon like 15 or 20 skeletons or something absurd like that. And so we'll take it, and we will be good. In fact, I was considering moving these troops down to help, because Vine Ogres have pretty good siege strength, but I think we'll just siege it out, let it be what it is, take the Graveyard of the Damned, the Wild Forest, and more importantly, the Ancient Forge back. So we're going to take Thingwoods, we'll roll right on down to Druid Land, take Druid Land. I have said that Vanarus can take Welrud. That said, if he doesn't do something about it real soon, I'm going to move in and siege the place, just because I can't have this army coming out to fight me. I really cannot. In other battles, I didn't see any other battles, besides the one in Thingwoods here. I've become grievously low on chaff. Like, my Black Hunters and Hunter Spiders almost gone, my Machaka Hoplites low. Really need some more infantry, and I need to focus a little bit less on pumping out pygmies, and more on getting the inf out. The inf and tree. So you all hold an attack. We've got some spiders. Yes, so you two can also roll on. Move on down there. And great. Got No More being cast. I think I had an Augury or a Gnomelore or something over here. Yes, Zamoyoni is casting Gnomelore. I would love to have more Earth Gems as well. And I've already done my death site searching as well as I can, which is why my death income is pretty good. Oh, I need some death site searching over there, actually. Cast Dark Knowledge on Star Peaks, thank you. Okay, so that's the turn. We're doing really well. We're just cleaning up the scraps of Sceleria. We defeated most of his raiding capabilities. All he's got left is this army. This army could strike. It could actually strike down here or over there, or it could go for Mammoth Grove or Sceleria. If it goes for Sceleria, unless he sends all his ghouls as well, it's only going to be like 100 units. And I've got pretty significant patrolling forces that will wipe him out with no trouble at all. And then I'll just move into Besiege Welrud. If he sticks here and tries to defend, I'll move into Besiege Welrud. and Druidland, or, you know, what have you. I'll talk to Vanarus and let him know you really got to do something about Welrid. He's broken this fort now, so I think he should be going in to attack it this turn, and then move up to Welrid. So, Sceleria should be but a distant memory. After Sceleria comes the interesting question of where do we go next? And to be honest, the answer might be Caelum. Caelum might be where we go next. Caelum has summoned a whole bunch of Black Hawks for patrolling purposes, which makes me think that maybe they have blood from somewhere? I don't know. I just don't know. But it would be nice to have this territory. Geographically, that's the place to go, because then we end up having this whole chunk, and our borders are a little bit less spread. The capital is right there, so fairly close. We need to build up some better troops, and specifically we would need to mass up even more infantry and more chaff. The Flaming Arrow Pygmies will work, but they have to be protected a lot more seriously when we're dealing with Caelum, because of course Caelum can fly. And they can summon air elementals and drop thunder strikes and things, and all that stuff wipes out pygmies in large numbers. So we would definitely need to transition into a slightly different modality of combat in order to fight Caelum effectively. Now, one of the things that we might do, if we can get Well of Misery up, is we might spam Pale Riders. Pale Riders gives you a ton of Long Dead Horsemen. And in particular, if you have a Death 3 or Death 4 or Death 5 casters, it's value. If you have a Death 6 casting this, gives you 29 per 10 Death Gems, which is almost 3 for 1. That's a very, very good value. And they're fast and they hit hard. You can also drop Rigor Mortis, of course, if you have skeletons, a lot of skeletons on the field. But my goal, as I've mentioned before, is just, I want to get up to Well of Misery. If I can get Well of Misery, I can also get the King of Banefires, and we can start doing some real solid work at that point. I need to be selling more items to people, so I'm going to contact Nazca and be like, hey, Nazca, and this sounds like a really bad idea, okay? Just hear me out. I'm going to contact Nazca, and I'm going to sell them research boosters, if I can. In fact, I'm going to sell anybody research boosters if I can. I can churn out Lightless Lanterns. With the discount here, I can churn out Lightless Lanterns for 3 gems. If I get down here, I can churn out Lightless Lanterns for 2 gems. And I can absolutely make a killing off of them. So, that, and I can also, of course, forge Skulls of Fire to boost fire magic. Fire boosters are fairly rare and difficult to get, so the Skull of Fire is actually really solid. If I can forge that and sell that to people, then that could be very useful. I would like Bottles of Living Water, so I'm going to contact Phaeacia as well and offer to trade with them. See if I can get some Bottles of Living Water, and if I can, I may start recruiting Bane Spiders and equipping them with Bottles of Living Water, because they're expensive, but if they carry a Bottle of Living Water, they're very good assassins, and I can use them as part of an Alpha Strike or something like that. So in any case, those are all plans for the future. For right now, just solidifying our position re-Sceleria, putting that under siege, capturing that, moving down to take Druidland, and after that, we'll talk about what comes next. We have a non-aggression pact now with Qin-Shi, Haerdalas, and I'm going to try and secure a non-aggression pact with Vanarus as well. And if we can do that, then we'll swing in and attack our birdie boys over here. Now, side note to that, I need more mage recruitment. Am I recruiting a mage? Yes. Mage? No. Recruit a mage. Which means that I should be recruiting a few more. I don't need merman captains yet. I should be recruiting some Moymen. There you go. I'm getting another merman hit squad since my mermen over here all got killed. If I can get mermen down here, I can take these provinces, which are pretty valuable actually, and will be hard for him to retake, since amphibious units are, of course, in somewhat low supply. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 38. Okay, turn 38. Vanheim sent me a Skull Mentor and a Dwarven Hammer. I don't know why. I haven't talked to Vanheim. I will assume this was a gift, I guess. Augury, Dark Knowledge, and 2 No Mores have gone out. Didn't find any magic sites. Didn't find any magic sites there either. I was attacked by a Celerian assassin who was defeated on account of attacking a Death Mage. So, this Celerian assassin went charging on in. Actually, it was the nature that got him. Pongwa happened to be nature 3 and holding a bunch of gems, so this assassin comes charging in. Yeah, I'm gonna get you, you weird old man. Oh shit, so many bugs. And he was just bugged to death. Yep, that, yeah, he was bitten so hard he got a disease, and then he was just eaten alive by insects. Fortunately, only cast Swarm twice. Battle at the Fortress of Thing Woods. We stormed in. There was a little in the fortress, but a whole bunch of Celerian cultists, plus a Thaumaturg leading them. So we got our flaming arrows off. The flaming arrows and the banishments wipe out all the undead. And then we just kind of stormed in, killed everybody. Did take a little bit of friendly fire casualties, as per usual. But it was all worth it in the end. Also, my cave grubs got in there. Look at those flaming arrows go. You just gotta love it. You got to love it. So, Thing Woods, wiped them out. We lost 1 Eye of the Lord, 1 cave grub, 13 pygmies, and 2 Machaka hoplites. And we killed everyone, 31 Celerian cultists. That's a significant investment, and that's a lot of his spam ability gone. He did attack me in Sceleria. So, as I predicted, he launched a huge attack on Sceleria, containing mainly ghouls. So this is just Sceleria like giving up. These are his death rattles. Swarmed in. We're throwing some arrows. We cast Howl. We cast flaming arrows. The spiders came in. The wolves started coming in, and yeah, it was just they were eaten. They killed more of my chaff than usual because my chaff was a good bit more vulnerable than usual. But even so, these foul beasts, I tell you, they put in work. Look at this guy, 9 kills. Baby, foul beasts, pretty good. So yeah, I lost 4 of my foul beasts, a couple of great spiders, 1 hoplite, 3 of my 5 spider knights, who also got no kills, hilariously, and 2 vine ogres. The pygmies put in their usual performance, and they killed 130 ghouls, 1 of the Celerian cultists, everything. Not a problem. We also attacked Emicton and are besieging it again, so that fort is now back under siege. We will have it pretty shortly. It's moderately damaged, so it'll probably take a couple of turns. My sorcerer died of a disease. Very sad. Made me extremely sad. But this whole army is rolling down south into Druid land. This army is moving to join them. These troops are actually moving in that direction because, well, these guys are defending. These guys are moving in that direction to join the siege of Emicton because this fort is part of Vanheim's territory, as we had agreed. Vanheim just took the fort at Olyer. They lost 2 of their Vanarusian sages in the process. I can only think that was due to communion scripting, because I don't think they got really hit by... Oh no, it was slingers. Those Celerian slingers on the walls killed a couple of Vanarusian sages, which honestly is probably more than the province is worth. Yeah, this Vanarusian sage here, he fatigued out, and then he just bled to death. Poor man. The poor man. So, yeah. Vanarus, they paid for it. That's, 2 mages is something of a price. But beyond that, especially for a fort with literally no defenders. Ermor is also attacking Caelum now. So that's a little bit special. And we had a bunch of random events, almost all bad. We were attacked by werewolves in Loreborough. We were attacked by rabid dogs in Wood of Many Paths. And we were attacked by a pack of dogs in the First Forest. So in the Wood of Many Paths, we killed a dog with a sorcerer. We can watch that as well. Sorcerers in general are just hard to assassinate. Their paths are pretty good for defending themselves. So in this case, he cast Temper Flesh. He did take a hit, but it didn't kill him. And then he just smacked the dog with his stick and killed him. Then in the First Forest, that's where the dogs were. So in the First Forest, we were attacked by dogs. This is where I was recruiting my merfolk, but fortunately, dogs are really shitty combatants. Black dogs are slightly less shitty, but still pretty bad. The province defense here is barbarians. They basically just pummeled the dogs to death, which normally is not a sentence that I would say nicely or appreciatively, but in this case it was fine. And then in Loreborough, we were attacked by werewolves, but foreseeing this eventuality, we had a whole bunch of troops in Loreborough. I mean, not this eventuality specifically, but the eventuality of being attacked here. Werewolves are actually quite powerful units. They have invulnerability 15, and they have 3 attacks each, all pretty quality, plus regeneration. But against this many units, they just really didn't stand a prayer, especially because they got webbed. Spiders throwing webs, actually very solid. Like, very, very solid. I appreciate these guys, these feral, free-spawn great spiders, more and more as I play this game more, just because this web spit is super impressive. It's hard to stop. I mean, yes, large or strong people have a chance to negate, but it is still only a chance, and range 8 isn't long, but it's long enough that a whole bunch of spiders can get involved with it. And so you just leave them, they're undisciplined. You can't script them anyway. And so they tend to run up close and spit their webs, and then your melee units come in and kill people. It's pretty nice. Also, Theldro now has unbreakable skin. So, good on ya. Your natural protection is now 3, which is hilariously insufficient. Peter Parker still has his lightning reflexes. His, it's growing on him. It is definitely growing on him. He has 188 kills, personally. This war has been good for him. Sami still has his legendary cruelty. Everyone fears him, has an increased chance of dealing afflictions. He has 52 kills, 1 in melee. That's where he got his weakness from. Other heroes, it's actually, hilariously enough, if you look at the Hall of Fame, Theldro is in the Hall of Fame for being a hero despite having no kills. He has 137 XP just because he's fought in so many battles. So, there you go. Also, everyone in the Hall of Fame is either Machakan or dead, except for George W. Bird, who is the Storm General with Unbreakable Skin, who has 87 kills, so I think he's the Prophet. But beyond that, Kipasila, Peter Parker, Muita, Sami, and Theldro, everyone else here has been murdered. Including Asuka, or Asuka. So, as I said, plan is we're moving down here. I do actually need to leave some troops because these 40 swordsmen are probably going to attack me, the Iron Men. So, I mean, they can't break the fort. They won't be able to break the fort, so actually if they want to attack me, I'm just going to let them do it and wait for them to leave. Well, no, because they can move past the fort. Yeah, there's that. We'll get Monhelte up here, I think. Here, Monhelte, take those guys and these guys. They'll be on hold and fire. And you can go up there and move and patrol. That'll be fine. And then we also have the province defense. And then Kameha is just on cast spells. Meanwhile, Mamuni actually should forge himself an Ivy Crown, or an Ivy Crown, there we go, and start summoning more Vine Ogres, because we've got 2 people awakening Vine Ogres. We've also got Carrie who can awaken Vine Ogres, so he could also use an Ivy Crown. I've already deployed my hammer, however. So, we've got hammers forging over here. We're forging an endless bag of wine. I think there was another place we were forging an endless bag of wine, but I don't remember. Mabuba is still moving around, trying desperately to find things. Funny Guy is also site searching for now, because I don't want to forge his Skullface until I have Emicton free, because what he can do is he can teleport to Emicton, grab a hammer, use that ancient forge to forge it at a 20% bonus, and then another 2 gems off the top. And for a Skullface, that's a significant discount. 20% is 8, plus another 2 is 10, so he'll be able to forge it for only 30 gems, which is pretty wild, to be honest. So we got that endless bag of wine forging. Where's my other hammer? I know I have 2 hammers. I don't know where my other hammer is. I swear. Oh, there it is. I have these 2 guys forging lightless lanterns. That's right, with the 2 hammers. Okay. I want another hammer, actually. But I also want to have discounts on the lightless lanterns. So, Azan is casting Gnome Lore. You're casting Gnome Lore at Henwood. Where's Henwood? Ah, down there. Yeah, so he's casting Gnome Lore on my new territories, which is fine. He'll do that. He'll forge another hammer probably next turn or the turn after. And we'll use that to keep on trucking. Now, Stene has these troops. I might get attacked by these units here. They're just soulless. So I think actually what I'll do here is I will set these guys to patrol. Because them patrolling, they can wipe out any soulless attack that comes in. They'll have the forces for that. Like, just kind of down here-ish. Kind of group people up a little bit, and it'll be fine. Yep, and you 2 can both spam Swarm. Actually, you're casting Howl, and then, yeah, you're spamming Swarm, so that's fine. And then we have Kimya dropping Flaming Arrows, and that will absolutely annihilate whatever... If Sceleria decides to throw these troops away against me, this defense will annihilate them. I need some defenses in Mammoth Grove, actually. However, I am critically short of cash. I cannot recruit shit. Because I'm so short of money. I am, however, instead of recruiting another sorceress, I'm actually recruiting a Bane Spider this turn, because I feel like assassins might be a way for me to help stop Ermor. Ermor is scary. Ermor is fighting Nazca, which seems to so far be a bit of a stalemate, although admittedly largely because Nazca has not been fighting them full strength. He's now fighting Caelum in support of Asphodel, maybe absorbing all of Asphodel's territories, which would be bad, because then he would get a whole bunch more death gems. I know he's been fighting Ulm, he's been fighting Phaeacia, and he's about crushed Is. So, yeah, Nosy Rat is a very good player, and Ermor, if left alone to snowball as they were, is very dangerous. So, shit's getting real down there. Fortunately, it's not in my backyard. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about it explicitly for now. What I do have to worry about, however, is getting thrones, which at the moment, I don't have. I don't actually have any of. You need 11 points. And in this game, we've got 2 level 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 2, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's half plus 1. Good. I just making sure I set that up right. So, I really could use some thrones. I could really, really use some thrones. The Shadowed Throne would be sort of hilarious. Throne of Creation, also amazing. Conjuration bonus 30, very, very good. Ritual casting level plus 1. The Throne of Creation is fantastic. Yes, it gives you Turmoil, I don't care. Throne of Misfortune, also pretty good. The Outer Throne's already been claimed. Throne of Gaia has been claimed. The Crystal Throne has been claimed by Tianqi. It doesn't actually give Tianqi much by way of increased capabilities, but it is very nice to have still. The Throne of Pestilence has not been claimed, and I would be absolutely willing to take it. Beasts, Ice, and Might all have been claimed. So this is the Throne of Beasts right there. The Throne of Might is in the hands of Ulm, which means I think that it's this. Because I think that's the only throne that Ulm is anywhere near. The Throne of Ice, I'm sorry. Throne of Might is Nazca. The Thrones of Might and Gaia are, I believe, there. And where's the second one? There. I think that's the way it is. Yeah, because that was the one up by Uruk. Yeah, so those 2 thrones are in Nazca's hands. Ermor, thank God, doesn't have any. But it's we're starting to get to the point of the game where I have to start thinking about where thrones are in relation to me. And the answer is, of course, as I mentioned, nowhere close. We've got Nazca's thrones. We've got Caelum's throne there, which is unforted. We've got this throne, which is unclaimed, still owned by independents and in Vanarus's territory. We've got that throne. That's the Crystal Throne that Tianqi owns. So, in order to win the game, what I'm looking at is going south, because I have to take that, Crystal, Beasts, whatever that is. So that's 3 points plus another, it could be the Throne of Pestilence, it could be either of the level 3s, it could be, and odds are that it's one of these, just because it hasn't been taken yet. If it was a level 1, you would think it would have been captured by now. So, probably 5 or 6 points between those 3 thrones. At that point, however, I'm staring down the barrel of another 5 points necessary, and there aren't any others kind of in good locations. If we change the map filters to only show thrones and events. Yeah, we've got those 3. We've got this one up the lake, this one across the lake from me, that one all the way through the entirety of Ulm, this one underwater, that one over by, up through the across the entirety of Nazca, or down through the entirety of Caelum, and Asphodel and most of Ermor. It's just a very unfortunate place to be, really. And in order to effectively contest throne victories, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go underwater, which in my case means death summons. That's kind of the only way I'm going to be able to do that. The game almost froze there. I also should put on... do I have names on? I do have names on. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way I'm going to be able to contest the game, is by getting underwater to these thrones. That throne, and maybe this throne. And that, of course, is going to take a lot of reaching. Especially because it's turn 38, I'm still only about 20 provinces and very weirdly shaped. But step 1. Step 1 definitely is going to be having to fight Caelum. I'm not terribly looking forward to that much, but I think it is what has to be done. We've got a good, pretty decent grip of spiders here. I did not hear any... There's been no more death. Like, none of the events here were plagues. So that indicates to me that if that hit was a Bane Venom Charm, it was a Bane Venom Charm mounted on a flyer who then skipped out of my territory entirely, which is interesting. In order for it to be a Bane Venom Charm that skipped out of my territory, it would have to have come through Caelum or through Nazca, bounced off Machaka, and then headed... Like, it would have had to go Machaka to Azimar or something, because even flyers can't transport through much enemy territory at once. So, I don't know. I just don't know. But, not really my problem right at the moment. It's turn 38, we are securing the fall of Sceleria. This army will roll in, smash down his fort, and drown him under yet another sea of flaming arrows. Kinchikatile has exactly 2 fire gems, which is just enough for 1 cast. I need more fire gems than that, actually. We're going to alchemize up. It's a good thing there were no fire gems there. I clicked the wrong way at first. We're going to alchemize up another 4 fire gems just so he has them. And yeah, that will be our turn. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all on turn 39. This has gone pretty well. But like I said, the next war is going to have to be... Well, it could be Caelum or it could be Vanarus. But it's too bad that independents never assault forts. It would be hilarious if this fort was taken by independents. Also, there is a Kraken King in the Green Sea. But I'm definitely going to have to go underwater pretty soon, which definitely means death. That's what that means. So I need to get my conjuration going pretty quick so that I can cast Well of Misery and do that thing. So, see you next time.